Hey guys, welcome back to Bali Life Unfiltered. Today's episode is another of Bali Buzz. It's pretty much what's been going on in Bali for the last month. So if you listen to our last one, we had a few interesting things on there that's happening on our little island.
Following on, should I say, from last news episode we did, we obviously talked about the Ferris wheel. Any updates on the Ferris wheel? I know that I've seen it and it's still not operational.
No.
I tried to look online for some news at all to update you all with, but
they have built a it looks like a counter maybe where you can buy tickets and stuff.
I did go that close.
Yeah, so they've built like a structure in there.
Oh,
I guess maybe there'll be a cafe or maybe there'll be something else in there. Yeah. But it's something's happening.
Oh, okay. So something might be happening.
Yeah.
Someone told me that it was a parent from CCS.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if that's true. If it's yours,
yes, let us know.
But yeah, I won't say any more on that. I don't know. I don't know if that's fact, but
interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So something might be happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything news-wise to say that they weren't allowed to do it.
Neither.
Anything that way. There was just no news. But if you see progress, then
things are happening.
Maybe it will be operational soon. And sorry to those that bought villas right next door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe they'll get free access. And then they can give their guests free access.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. They must be getting something, surely.
Surely. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
we'll go on it when it's active. See if we can see into anyone's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably what was probably the biggest thing I'm thinking for the last month was the blackouts.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
There were quite a few. Yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know or live here, the electricity from time to time does go out. So it's not unexpected, but one Friday evening, the electricity just cut out.
Yeah.
And you kind of expected to go back on within an hour.
Yeah.
And then word of mouth, it was soon have you got electricity? I'm in Umalas, I'm in Canggu, I'm in Sese, I'm in Denpasar. No one on the island had electricity. No one.
Was it the lines between Java and Bali under the water? There had been an issue with it.
Yes, correct. So I think it's 25% of our electricity on Bali comes from Java. And there's I don't know what the word is. Subterranean cable. Submarine that had a fault, so Bali was in darkness. And I think it kicked in at 4 p.m. on a Friday, so in Bali it gets dark 6:30ish. And there was so they call it the Bali blackouts, which was a long evening with no electricity,
and it lasted different times in different areas. So for us, it came on at about 11 p.m. Some places, I think it was 4 a.m. And even some parts of Denpasar, it was 2 days.
Yeah. So it seemed a bit
depending on the grid. Yeah.
But I think and over the next few days, it was still happening, wasn't it? A little bit in areas. And I think they were just giving certain areas electricity because they didn't have enough, what's the word? Enough power in general to give it to everyone. So it's turning areas off
while they were doing the maintenance. Yeah. Because I think the Monday after it went out again for another 4 or 5 hours. And everyone was panicking, I think, because they didn't know.
Yeah, we panicked and we checked into a hotel. We're not doing this again. I know that seems a bit ridiculous, but lots of people did that on the Friday also. You have no AC to sleep. It can be pretty full. The fans aren't working at all.
Yeah. Nothing. So the Friday night though, we handled it pretty well because we live next to each other. Our families we just sat outside. At first we just figured it'd be a couple hours, so we were just having a few drinks outside where it was cooler. The kids were playing in our street and it was great. And then we started learning about this cable and maintenance and things don't happen super quickly, I think, in Bali. So we're all oh my gosh, an underwater cable, how long is this going to take?
Yeah, how are they going to fix that?
There's no way that's going to be fixed in a few hours. But I think it was 6 or 7 hours. And as it got dark, I think it's the hardest, especially with kids. And no aircon. It's hot.
Really hot.
We're pretty it's fortunate to have aircon every night to sleep in. So not being used to that was hard, right?
Yeah, totally. And I think it just shows how Bali does need to have some other way of having power and finding other sources, and not relying on Java for electricity.
Yeah. And that's why a lot of hotels were still fine, or some big restaurants, and I'm just going to say beach clubs, because they have generators.
Yeah, that was still crazy, because I think we could see like the lights from Finn's still going.
Yeah.
She's got a day, but it Finn's.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they had no idea. No idea what happened. Just having fun, party. And I think it was funny as well, because just a week before I was at Spain or Europe, parts of Spain and Europe went into darkness.
It was a few days before that it happened in Bali. So everyone was like, what is going on?
Yeah, so we're all like, it's the end of the world. Like, something else is going on. Still think there could be something else going on, but I don't know.
Well, actually, it was quite a nice evening just to chill, even though, it's hot.
Fortunately, we didn't have anything on. We weren't doing anything.
Yeah, true. I know people that were out, and like they had their kids home with the nanny, and suddenly that was like all
because it got hold of the down for a while. I
internet,
think
phone signal had gone
phone signal.
Yeah. So it's a bit
stressed. Where their kids were. Yeah, but overall we were fortunate.
Yeah, very fortunate. But fun times. Another big thing I would say at the moment is it is coming into dry season, but we've had a lot of rain lately. So they're calling it the wet dry season.
Oh, really?
Apparently the wet season has been delayed. Or no, the dry season is going to be delayed this year. Yeah. So they feel like it's going to be coming later. So we've just had a bit of unexpected rain. Because normally around now it's pretty sunny most of the time. And I would say it's been...
When would it start, May?
A little bit grey. Yeah.
April?
Yeah. So it should be...
Very rarely see rain.
Yeah. But lately there's been... I would say it's now, the last few weeks, it's been a bit better. But we have seen some... extra rain.
Do you know what?
I don't.
Climate change? Is that what it is? I don't know.
But apparently it's not just Bali. It's like 75% of Indonesia is experiencing the same thing at the moment. And it's supposed to last a few more weeks into June at least. But then it should be back to its normal dry.
Is it going to push out wet season?
Yeah, apparently it's pushing out. Why? I don't really know.
Interesting.
But,
it's one of those times.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this Christmas was wetter than last year, so I guess it changes, right?
Yeah, we've had a lot of rain, but it's not so bad here and there.
I think something that I've noticed recently is a lot of, I feel like maybe Bali is cracking down on drug trafficking. Have you noticed?
There's been lots in the news, and I say news, I say like my Instagram news, I see. Not on the TV news that I don't watch. I mean, there's been a lot of incidents with tourists, or expats that live here.
Yeah, so Bali has a very strict, like drug policy. Pretty much anything illegal, you can get a pretty high sentence on.
Yeah, the death sentence.
Death sentence for a lot. Yeah, I think recently was at one point someone brought in like 1.1 million worth of cocaine. I'm guessing potentially looking at the death penalty. That one was, they weren't even shipping it here. Like it got into Bali, and it was that they were meeting them and they got caught. And it just seems to be a lot of it lately in the news. I don't know if it's being like a lot and it's just recently going in the news, but I think it's a great thing that they are cracking down on it. I've just started reading a book, Hotel Karabokan, from a friend recommended it. And it is so interesting for anyone out there interested in like the prison system. So we've got the Karabokan prison here, which is quite famous around the world. Probably not for the best things.
Oh no, well, it's prison, no.
But so this one, it is 10 years old, but just to listen to some of the stories about what happens in the prison is crazy. I don't know if it still happens that way, but it's just like, it's like its own drug ring in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty rife, but I can't imagine it's that different to some other third world country prisons.
Yeah, true.
But they talk a lot about like drug lords here, and yes, it's very interesting. And then with all of these people getting caught,
it's a bit scary, really. I just don't know why people even get involved and risk things such things. Like, it's just so stupid.
Especially for a country that has got the death penalty still. And then that also recently, a thing that you can't have here is like brothels. So having brothels here, a couple that had a brothel, they got caught last year, September, October. And they recently got released from prison, so they've been deported back to Australia. That was a big news event.
So when they've been deported, do they just go back to their normal lives in Australia?
Yeah. Okay. So they've finished their prison sentence. I think originally it was meant to be a few years, but now then it went to 8 months, and then I think they've been let out 7 months.
Yeah, and they've been cracking down on that as well. There's a couple of places, right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's 2 well-known places.
Yeah, quite well known.
Yes.
So it's interesting about their prison sentences and how that all works.
People think they can get away with stuff, and I think it just eventually catches up with you.
Yeah, I think people get comfortable, right? Because some of the laws here can be a little bit flexible. It's not as strict as or as scary seeming as, say, Australia, where it's quite strict. You wouldn't try.
Yeah.
But the punishment here, if you do get caught, is higher.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened often, so I don't know why people do it. Yeah. Interesting one.
Yeah.
I saw recently an article about, I don't know if you've noticed, but on lots of job adverts here, they advertise for only women aged 18 to 30, good looking. Have you ever seen job ads?
I have.
And I'm like, how do
local women?
That? Yeah, I mean, it's just a general job ad. So I'm assuming
I've seen some where they say for Indonesians.
Yeah. I mean, I know they say that, Indonesian only for lots of things because they can only employ Indonesians, I think, for certain things. But this one is, I've seen it lots for some big beach clubs and say good looking only. But somebody, the Ministry of Manpower is trying to put this new regulation to stop people doing that.
So they don't have it here. Like they obviously have laws in Australia. We can't do that.
Yeah, not at the moment. So they're putting in this new law, no discrimination.
Yeah.
So how strict it like?
Because they have heaps where it's like the ages, you have to be specific.
Yeah, lots of jobs here. Once you're over 30, you're no good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jesus.
Even people with nannies, they don't want them over 35 or to have kids of their own. Yeah.
So they're trying to put in these new regulations where they can't discriminate.
Oh,
which I think is a very good thing because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's crazy that these weren't in place. Yeah. Very good for Indonesia.
Yeah.
What else has been happening?
Have you seen in Pererenan there's new speed signs?
No.
And it has like a policeman on it, speed signs, and saying like you're going to be caught if you speed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, speed. So here there's not really regulations around speed, right?
Yeah, no.
Generally, on most roads, you're not going over 40 or 50 kilometres an hour. On like Sunset, you might go up to 70, 80 if there's no traffic. And these are on scooters. So it can be, that's quite fast, I think.
Really fast.
With rules. There's not really road rules. Yeah. And in Pererenan, there's a few signs going up that have, that they're going to enforce the speed. And I think it's like 40 for those signs, 40 or 50.
That would seem like a good thing to do. Like,
I think that would be so good.
There are people that drive around crazy fast. When you've got the small roads, lots of people driving around. Yeah. So there should be a rule. There should be. Like, most
or at least, at least speed signs. And there's police generally on a lot of major corners. So they could be patrolling it.
Yeah. It's just something that's never really been enforced here, I don't think, in Bali.
And if they want to make money, they could definitely make money from that.
Oh, yeah, sure. And I think it's to stop accidents because they're happening a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Especially at intersections. People aren't looking. There's no traffic lights. Yeah. Have you noticed in that Umalas, all the speed humps? I swear Umalas in Bali is like a suburb, and they love their speed humps.
Love to put a speed bump
in everywhere. Yeah. On a recent one, I talked about my back tyre had a big split in it, probably from all the speed humps.
Yeah. So the Umalas shortcut now, there's like, I want to say like 7 speed bumps.
Yeah. I don't understand why so many.
So I know, so they put the big ones at the top where the crossroads comes when we leave the Umalas area. Yeah. I know that junction has had lots of accidents.
Yes, I recently saw one. That's why they've put it in. Yeah. Because no one stopped. Yeah. It was like, I guess later at night, they probably didn't think there was anyone around, and they just like sped straight through the intersections.
Just fly through.
Narrow, like he just got clipped on the one I saw, and he thankfully was fine, but it slid out. Like the scooter slid out, and the other guy just kept going. Yeah. But
I saw another one which I think they were pretty badly injured, and it was like one of the fast motorbikes, You know, they're hiring out the Kawasaki Ninjas, the green one you see.
They hire them out.
Yeah, they're not by people that live here. They're renting those out. And I think there's also a big thing about banning the rental of these bikes.
100%. Is it like the CC's hire as well?
Yeah.
So a lot of people aren't used to driving those. No. You need a license everywhere else to have that.
It's a very powerful bike. Most of the people aren't wearing helmets on these bikes. They're tourists that have hired them. You know, it's a fun bike to drive, but not on these roads, not around Canggu. No. Very dangerous, especially these intersections. People just go. So yeah, another thing is looking at banning these loud and fast motorbikes.
Especially the loud ones. Yeah. God, they're annoying. Yeah. Like, why?
Drive your scooter and then you can hear one coming. Yeah. But then it comes past and it's like a souped up Scoopy and I'm like...
I get nervous when they come up behind me.
Yeah, it's like, go on the left, take
me. Yeah, and then they come past and they're just this little,
a little weasel of a scooter.
Yeah. Oh, no, just why? It's like in Australia, like the loud cars when they put their, is it a muffler or something to make them cool and loud? Yeah. Not necessary.
So unnecessary.
Showing my age. Yeah. Not cool anymore.
Yeah, so lots of things happening on the roads.
Yeah.
For those bumps. Please, no more bumps.
I know.
I think you need to slow people down. I agree. Like, people do zoom on their shortcuts. Yeah. But 7 bumps in a row was probably...
It doesn't make sense. You just need those big ones. I'm sure that's going to stop everyone. I go over them and it scrapes the bottom of my scooter.
Yeah.
I hate it. And I cringe every time I go over it. Oh, you know, I think it's Cretya Pool Club. And he got kicked out.
I just literally saw this morning.
Oh, yeah. So Cretya Pool Club, I think that's how you say Cretya. Yeah. It's in just out at Ubud, Lake Tagalang, rice terraces. Yeah. There's, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3 levels of pools.
Yeah, this is it.
Overlooking the rice terraces. Really nice. And anyway, this guy jumped. He jumped from the top pool to the second pool to the next pool. Like...
No jumping's allowed?
No. Crazy tourists thinking they can get away with stuff. Like, you're not going to do that in
dangerous
the UK.
Scary.
Would you do that in the UK?
No, I mean, I would do it anyway.
I would do that. But yeah, it's quite high up. So he's, jumping. Yeah. It's not that deep. He could have hurt himself.
Yeah.
But yes, he got kicked out. Yeah. But there's so many things here that I think tourists do. Yeah. Thinking they can do whatever they want.
He was doing it for the content, wasn't he? Like, did all. Yeah. Someone underwater. When they filming it? Yeah. So he wasn't bothered about being thrown out.
Yeah.
He just wanted to, oh
my gosh.
Do it for the gram.
But so many people doing things for the gram.
Silly tourists. If you want to jump, you can go to Mississippi and jump off the diving board.
Yeah, exactly.
You can jump. Yeah. That scares the life out of me.
Have you done it?
No.
Nah.
I'm too scared.
No, I don't want to do it. I'm going to make a wedge.
Yeah. What else? I would say in general, like this time of year, high season is coming up.
Yeah.
Schools are almost about to break up. So lots of families that live here leave. The tourists flock in. Yeah. It's obviously colder in Australia. Yeah. This time of year, so people come over here. So just you expect to get busier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One place though, if you are coming with kids, the Grand Mirage, did you see? So the Grand Mirage is a resort and they've just built a lazy river in their hotel. It's like the longest lazy river in a hotel.
Where is this hotel?
I'm going to say Nusa Dua.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Love a lazy river.
It looks so cool. I want to go just for that. Yeah. So if you want to invite me, I will come. It's like 250 meters. They do foam parties.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, really cool.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. A little positive news.
Yeah.
Another positive news is the banning of small plastic bottles.
Oh.
Have you seen that? I feel like they say this a lot here about banning things. And if you've been here, and like there is a lot of single-use plastics here. Yeah. We are on an island. People do, they can't afford necessarily eco-friendly packaging for their takeaway foods, that sort of thing. But they're trying to ban any plastic water bottles under a litre.
Yes, yeah. I did read about this before, but it was a while ago. But they're putting it into action.
I believe they're going to try. So by 2027, they want to try and ban them. Yeah. Which I do find is going to be challenging just because we can't drink the tap water, right? So everything has to come in a bottle.
Yeah, true. Yeah. It is definitely a hard one to fix.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it, but...
Yeah. I hope they can, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hope. At least the talks are in place, and hopefully. But there's lots more to be done on that in general. But
yeah, like wasn't it ages ago plastic straws were meant to be?
Yeah, I actually think we touched on this on the last Bali Buzz we did with the plastic stuff. But yeah, apparently plastic straws should be banned. But I see plenty.
No, they're everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say so much in like. If you go to the beach clubs and you go to nice restaurants, they don't have plastic there.
They can afford to have other things.
You know, more local, your warungs and your corner stores, there's still plenty of.
Yeah.
I don't know. So who manages it? But
the other thing I saw, which is again about improving infrastructure in Bali, is the Badung Regency is proposing a loan of 3 trillion rupiah to build new roads around Canggu, Mengwi, Pekatu, all up through like from the airport, from the toll roads.
Yes.
Yeah. So over the next 5 to 7 years.
Yeah, I did see this. So sorry, where are they getting the money from?
The Badung Regency.
Okay.
The whole regency that
they have that money, or are they borrowing it from?
They're borrowing.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, there's something does need to be done about the roads, and I know that we've talked about they're building an underground, but the roads itself do need some updating.
Yeah.
Especially, I would say, coming from here down to Uluwatu way.
Yeah.
It's just, the roads can't handle it.
Yeah.
You know? Especially with lots of trucks. I think the biggest thing here is there's so many trucks for construction.
Yes.
Because so much construction is happening.
Mm-hmm.
But the roads can't keep up.
Yeah.
So something does have to be done. So that will be a good one if that happens.
Yeah.
How they do update the roads, I don't know.
I don't know. That's right.
Where does the road go?
Yeah, where are they going to fit it?
Yeah.
Do they have like a slip lane for scooters? I don't know. I guess it's up for them to do. I know it's not a roundabout, but the Raya Canggu going into Brawa and going out to like Mengwi and that.
Yeah.
How they made the round go. People were like, that's not going to work. That's so silly, but it's worked, right?
Yeah.
It's really helped the congestion there.
Yeah, it has.
So
people don't like change, but actually it was a good.
Yeah.
It definitely has helped.
It was different, but it worked.
It flows annoyingly sometimes because you have to go all the way kind of around it.
Yeah.
But fine. It has helped. Yeah.
We still have to ride on the footpath. Mostly, but
have to ride on the footpath to get around. But it does help. And I'm sure they will do this more and more. Yeah. So I hope they develop the roads.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I don't know how Bali can survive. Because people that like to come here, I think, get more frustrated that they can't get anywhere they want to go.
Yeah.
I can imagine being quite frustrated as a tourist if I was getting a car, say around Christmas time, which is the most popular time, and just being stuck in traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
But that's good news.
To take a car.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw the Uluwatu. So there's villas on Bingen Beach, and I've stayed in one before. So there's heaps of villas along there, and Bingen Beach is cliffside.
Yeah.
So to get down to the beach, it's quite a small beach. It's great for surf. It is lots of beautiful villas looking out over the ocean. Apparently, recently, a lot of those villas are being built illegally or without the right permit.
Oh, really?
And some of them are not structurally sound.
Oh, my God.
I know.
Oh, don't say that.
I know. I was just thinking, because we stayed in one, and even I was like, God, we're right over.
Yeah, just hanging out.
Yeah. So there's going to be a bit of I think they're going to get demolished if they don't have the correct permits or if they are dangerous.
Oh, well, good that they're cracking down on it.
Yeah.
Great. That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Those kind of places do scare me, actually, being on the edge of something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
Especially when you see all the erosion around the Uluwatu temple and how they're creating that wall there.
Yeah.
And things are breaking down. Like, I don't know, how long will the cliff be there at the point that they're at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very scary. You want something to be structurally safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes, right?
Yeah. But it's beautiful down there. Beautiful.
So
villas,
so good.
Yeah.
So where I get a lot of my information, actually, which I've said before, is from Australia.
Yeah.
Australia love to talk about what's going on in Bali. Probably before.
Yeah.
Well, I recently saw an article about putting Bali on high.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know how they...
On Smart Traveller? What's it called? The high risk.
Yeah,
something.
okay.
And obviously it was a bit of a clickbait, went into it, and it was talking about how Bali's dangerous to come to right now. Mm-hmm. And then you read into it, and it's because of people drowning.
Okay.
It's because there was that unfortunate boat accident, which was horrible. Yep. What else was there? I think a couple of like alcohol poisonings.
Okay.
It's like these things happen anywhere, and it's not to do with Bali. It's to do with the individual, other than the boat accident, of course. But like the drownings.
Yeah.
People need to understand in Bali they're not patrolled. I think in Seminyak there might be a couple.
A little bit. Yeah.
There's no lifesavers on most of the beaches. Yeah. There's signs saying do not swim. Yeah. And so there was I think a few drownings.
Maybe. Yeah, I think there was. But that I just don't understand. I get these are all horrible things.
Yeah.
But saying that Bali, you need to, be on high alert wherever you go. Don't do anything risky. If you're not a strong swimmer, don't go out in the ocean. But Australia would give the same advice in their oceans. Like they say, be careful. You know, where sharks swimming around, don't go in the ocean. Yeah, tides. I'm
pretty sure Australia's not on high alert not to go to because someone drowned.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Obviously, be safe. And I know there are boat companies that go out in rough seas. So be mindful of these things. But whether it should be on high alert because Bali's like a risky place to go, I don't know if it's not like it's a disease going around.
They love to.
They have
a go at us.
Oh, to come here.
They want them to stay in Australia and spend money in Australia.
They do, and I literally think that's it. Yeah. It's a business thing.
Yeah.
Stay in Australia. Safe here in Australia. Come here.
Yeah. Don't scare people. It's wonderful here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I wouldn't want that to put anyone off the scare.
Having said that, there was another boat accident yesterday.
Was there?
Yeah. It wasn't an accident. So, it was in Lembongan, and it was a boat of, I'm going to say 80 people were on it, and it was like the poor boat owner, it was only 3 months old, this boat, and it had pulled up to let people off. Lembongan is an island off Bali, very popular, and they were getting off, and then these big waves just came and knocked it. It was on the shore, it had parked on the shore.
Yeah.
Obviously, water had gotten into the back of it, and then the driver thought, like, the best thing is to, like, pull out of, so it wasn't knocking the boat into the shore. He's pulled out, I think people were still on board, he's pulled out to obviously get out of the waves. Yeah. But there had already been too much water into the boat that it started to sink.
Oh, jeez.
And because of the frenzy of the people on the boat, it made the boat tip even more. And so it sunk.
Oh, God.
It didn't tip over. Everyone was fine.
That's okay.
Everyone was fine. But it did sink in the shore. I was like, oh, God.
But like boat accidents happen all the time in all sorts of places. I mean, you do hear about a lot here in Bali. Between
it was just yesterday.
Bali and like Lembongan.
And my kids just went to Lembongan like 2 days before that. I was like, oh my gosh, a little bit.
You've got to be careful with the seas. If you think it's rough, don't get on the boat. Like,
exactly.
I mean, you do kind of put your trust in the people that know the ocean.
Well, it wasn't even rough, I don't think. I think it was just a random freak thing. There was other boats right near it. They were fine. But there is there a jetty in Lembongan? I think you do pull up right to the shore. I know that they have made it in Nuwa.
There's a couple of places you can get off. I think there's 2 places at Lembongan, but
generally, they park the boat on the shore and you get out. It was just a random break of waves.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad everyone was okay.
Yes. True.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be a little bit scary, I think, for people. I've never had any bad experiences on the boats here.
No, me neither. We've been pretty fortunate.
Yeah.
I've had a few really like one really tough one. It was like banging into the waves. I was just like, oh, I don't like this, but it was fine. Yeah. It wasn't unsafe. It was just not a nice ride.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Talking about like boats and things, this is not new news, but have you seen like the Instagram of at Sanur at the port there where they take the luggage down the ramp and it's quite steep?
No. An Instagram page?
There's just an Instagram reel, I think. They take all your suitcases down first and they had a big trolley of them. This is like old news, so it cracks me up all the time. There's like 2 men, one at the bottom, but the metal they go down is slippery. And so if it's wet, it seems slippery. And it just goes... It falls down the ramp and goes straight into the water. All these people's suitcases. It's just so funny. It's not funny if it was your suitcase. And I'm like...
Let's put it on our Instagram.
And it's just like... I'm like... Then no one was jumping in straight away to rescue you.
Really?
I mean, how would they? I don't know. I don't know how deep it is.
I wonder if they fixed it now.
Yeah. but like it's quite slippery. Yeah. And they just lost control and it cracks me up. Yeah, funny one. Sorry, not new news, but just funny news.
Yeah, good one.
If you've got any funny ones, please do share them with us.
Yeah.
Or even just current news for Bali that you'd like us to talk about and bring up on another episode.
If you know more about the recycling aspect, let us know. We'd love to discuss it and share it.
Also, guys, this is our final recording for a couple of weeks, months. We're going away for the holidays.
Yeah, going away for the summer holidays.
As we say, like lots of expats leave this time of year. School is about to finish. So, yeah, we'll be releasing episodes fortnightly. Yeah. All pre-recorded for you.
2 months.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see you again.
Yeah. Where are you going?
So I am off to Dubai, Turkey, and the UK for 6 weeks.
Oh, nice. You'll see your family?
Yeah. Yeah. Go see the family in the UK, meeting up with them in Dubai. So it's going to be really good. Yeah. Oh. And what about you? Where are you off to?
Yes, Turkey, through Europe, and then some time in Spain. Mm-hmm. So can't wait.
Yeah. Oh, exciting.
Lovely.